We Armenians in Armenia are not free. We are not living in a free society. We are deprived of the opportunity to choose freely. Can you imagine that we can only choose among traitors? They are Levon Tepetosyan, Serge Sarkisyan, Robert Kocharyan, and Nikol Pashinyan. We are constantly choosing among these four traitors who have served for implementation of the plans of the KGB and have created and are constantly perfecting the so-called system of the Third Republic, the main mission of which is to destroy Armenian statehood. These people have established a public administration system, named it the Republic of Armenia, and the main goal is to eliminate Armenia. In addition, they have entangled the entire nation in this game. In 2018, this is a war, and it is more severe than a physical war. After a physical war, we simply record the physical consequences. When our sons and brothers were leading a struggle for life or death on the battlefield, they, these traitors, had turned all Armenians or most Armenians of the diaspora into a mass of unconscious people, and everyone was chanting and demanding independence for Artsakh in front of the embassies of foreign countries. Who is going to be held accountable for all this? Who is going to say no to this evil? Who is going to stand up and say that we cannot go on like this? How can we say independence for Artsakh, or independence for Geghar province of Armenia, or independence for Sunik province of Armenia? What do they want? Well, what you are saying is a matter of the past 30 years. No, it is not. And not only. This is not a matter of the past 30 years. It is a matter of treason. This will continue for another 30 years and even 130 years. But of course, if we Armenians exist, but we will cease to exist if things continue the way they are going. But this is not a matter of the past 30 years. It is simply the result of 30 years of treacherous acts. What do the past 30 years have to do with this? This was done in just 1 year. On August 23, 1990, a Declaration of Independence was adopted. But again, it was an incomplete document. And it is a shame to compare this Declaration of Independence with the Declarations of Independence of Azerbaijan and Georgia. There is at least one good thing in the Declaration of Independence of Armenia. Perhaps it was thanks to God. And it is the fact that the author stated that the Declaration of Independence is laying the foundation for the process of declaring Armenia an independent state and does not mean that it is complete. This provides us Armenians with the opportunity to continue and adopt a new declaration of real independence, the content of which will be deoccupation. However, as for the rest, what happened? They did not even stay committed to the text of that Declaration of Independence. About a month or 2 months after adoption, a declaration was adopted in Zheleznovodsky stating that the Artsakh issue as such should have not existed since it was a part of the Armenian cause, and as a separate issue, it was consciously removed from the international arena and was incorporated into the domain of influence of Russia, and Kazakhstan was simply joined and became a part of all this. This is why the West managed to at least establish the Minsk Group in order to counterbalance the single power of Russia to a certain extent. And so we Armenians remained in the sphere of influence of the KGB, starting from the conceptual level that was in-depth and fundamental, not to mention at the level of propaganda. We have remained in that situation. Mr. Avedissian, you talked about the Minsk Group. In any case, when the war ended, the Minsk Group failed to make any decision. It is because Armenia didn't want that. But the Minsk Group was formed in order to make a decision. But Armenia didn't want that. But Armenia said it wanted Russia, Russian peacekeepers, and we wanted to have Russia call the shots. When the co-chairs of the OSCE Minsk Group came, Arai Karatunyan, president of Nagorno-Karabakh, didn't deign to meet with them, just because the Russian co-chair wasn't present. Why wasn't the Russian co-chair there? He should have come. Basically, it's clear what is going on, right? That is to say that we Armenians always suffer at the hands of leaders. We Armenians always suffer at the hands of treacherous leaders, who have wrapped around our necks a state that is based on a treacherous, suicidal, legal, political conception. And with this, we are killing ourselves as a nation and as a state. And to this day, all Armenians are stupidly repeating that Artsakh is independent, that there are borders of Soviet Armenia, that the Goris-Kapan motorway belonged to the Armenians based on the maps of Soviet Armenia in 1923 or 1926, but didn't belong to Armenians based on the maps dating back to the 1930s or 1980s. These authorities are a group of treacherous buffoons. What is this all about? The boundaries of the Republic of Armenia were determined on February 24, 1920 by the League of Nations. Why are we Armenians renouncing our heritage? Generally speaking, do you know how members of society treat someone who renounces his or her heritage? With this, we Armenians are currently presenting ourselves to the world as a marginal phenomenon and as a crowd of submissive people who renounce their past and future. Doesn't this have an impact on our dignity?
Բաժանորդագրվեք ազգային ժողովրդավարական բևեռի YouTube-յան ալիքին։